Hi Libra, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. And get ready for a beautiful lesson in just why you are blessed to be you, and really understand why you have such a particularly interesting outlook on the rest of the world. Also, whatever you've been working really hard on, breakthrough. So let's get into the astrology first, and then we'll head to the cards. My name is Michelle. I'm an astrologer and a tarot card reader, Libra, and I use astrology, tarot cards, and oracle cards to divine messages and insights from the energy every single week for you so that you can use them in these insights in your life. So please remember to subscribe to the channel and then ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. There's always an extended reading, which I hope you'll join me for in one of two ways, Libra. The first way being the way you've always done it, which is through the Vimeo extended link. And also there's an Unbound membership now, which will give you full access to all of the extendeds, plus a lot of other perks, including bi-weekly chats with me where you can bring any kind of tarot card questions to me you want and ask me those questions and I'll read cards for you. So you get multiple live sessions with me, you get all these other perks, and I hope to see you in the Unbound. So a lot of the energy this week is happening in your 6th house, which is Pisces, and this is what I want to point out why you're so special. Because Libra, you're reverse of the natural house, right? Because you are opposite Aries. Your first house energy, of course, is where normally the 7th house would be. So when we roll around to the 6th house, the 6th house is the 6th house for you is in the exact opposite energy that rules the natural 6th house. Natural 6th house ruler is Mercury, Virgo. That's what the natural ruler is. But yours is in Pisces. So what does that mean? That very much like Pisces, you don't separate your dreams from reality when it comes to your day-to-day and working. And you can easily apply the sense of what you dream. You can easily believe it so much that you can apply yourself to it day in and day out, almost like living in a living dream. But that's why you are such great manifestors of making your dreams come true. Now, all of this energy, I say all of it because up until Sunday, even the sun is still in your 6th house. So you have so much energy illuminating why you should work really hard for the dreams that you have, and why it's so kind of ethical to believe in your own kind of fantasies, and how it's almost like you're supercharged and super powered now to grind when it comes to things other people would see as silly, superfluous, or impractical. And yet your work ethic and your commitment to it, because of that 6th house energy, is what makes it so successful. And so by the end of this week, a breakthrough in success, a reward for your hard work. Now, we come to the end of this week with a moon in Libra. And there's this beautiful event that happens on Saturday, which is almost like fate coming through for you guys when that moon aligns in opposition with your 6th house. There's this energy of almost like a sense of, it's almost like in a sense you have to let go to allow this kind of cosmic spiral to take you up and exalt you. And I don't think it's going to take you down. The only way it would take you down is if you lose faith. The loss of faith is not likely, however, though. So, Saturday is looking just to be a really kind of breakthrough realization period, if not for you, then for other people who now start to understand and see you. Or your value, I think is more accurate. And then we have what's going on in your 5th house. Your 5th house is Aquarius, and there's a grand trine between Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra right now. Interestingly enough, when the moon goes into Libra, because Lilith, the dark moon, shame and things that we don't like to see about ourselves, those aspects of ourselves that we try to make ourselves feel bad about. Plus the moon, those aspects of ourselves that we try to keep hidden or that we try to keep private. But those really sort of emotional aspects of ourselves, that's going to be illuminated during this grand trine to, what is it in Aquarius? I think it's Mars in Aquarius. That's really that really completes the trine. How we do things. Thinking that we're not doing enough. Thinking that nothing that we've done or nothing that we've decided has been enough, or that it will work out. That we're always, behind the eight ball. And ultimately, this grand trine, almost like in some sense, giving us a boost of genius. There's a beautiful essence about Saturday that will give you a lovely peace with yourself that you've needed. And hopefully peace with the outside world so that you can make your breakthroughs as we enter Aries season. So let's get into the cards. Libra. Oh yeah. Wow. Transformation is beautiful. Get ready, butterfly, because you're about to spread your wings. But this has got to do with the past, and this could be past life toxins, past life energy, this toxicity, something that could have made you very ill. Oh, okay, stop, because so much is illuminated in your 6th house. Understand, and your 6th house is Pisces. It's almost like mysteriously out of nowhere there is an understanding that some illness or sickness that you're purging or working on now has to do with an illness or an ailment or a poison or toxin from your past life. Whoa. And transformation is beautiful. The fact that the work that you're doing on it and how you're confronting it has ultimately finished it, has ultimately settled it, has ultimately turned it into energy that you can transcend now. It doesn't have any control over you anymore. It's almost like this toxin is now exorcised. And if you think about it, Scorpio is where, it's just giving me chills. Scorpio is where the South Node is, and that's where your karma is coming through. It's where everything is really easy. It's like you've learned those lessons. You've learned the lessons from the past. It's like you've gotten it. You've achieved it. You've attained it. Also a sense of what have you slacked off on because it was too easy for you. It's starting to become really, really clear where the toxicity in your life has to be purged. That it has been purged. And where it's coming through, it's coming through your past life. Whatever addictions you've been struggling with, it doesn't have to be like drugs or alcohol, but whatever addictions you've been struggling with, whatever attachments you've been struggling with, however you've lost yourself when it comes to your health and your well-being, wherever it is, there's an ability to kind of rise from that, like rise from the ashes of that toxicity and overcome it, right? Time to heal. In the past, you didn't heal from this. Now, it could be that all of a sudden things start to be revealed, and I saw this as I was reading the chart, Libra. This essence of getting a message, or maybe going to the doctors or having to go to the doctors because something reveals itself because of toxins that have built up that were not addressed in your past life. But not only in your past life, it could have been earlier on in your life. There's an excess of toxins here from the past that is ultimately something that you will now be able to understand, realize, and purge, and be able to move on from. It had to do with Oh my God. And then you get trust the magic, which is you get a chance for a brand new start. This could, for some people, even be a baby. But it could be you are a baby. It's like you're starting from scratch, from being a baby all over again. And you get to legitimately rise without the intrusion of that toxicity that had stuck with you for so long. And there is an event that may happen that shocks you into this or scares you into this, but it is working in your favor to make sure that you don't continue to hurt yourself, harm yourself, and that you purge the harm. Oh my God. This is like legitimately deep shamanic work. Whether you like it or not, this is healing. It's got to do with your health, but since your 6th house is in Pisces, this has got to do with dharmic health. It's also got to do with, I don't know, finding a solution for your health in places that are not traditional, or by doing soul work or even exorcisms of sorts. And I don't mean to scare anybody with that, but like in terms of finally being able to purge what's hidden in the dark for so long and just been like taking a ride along. Okay. Be peace and sing your own song. You're finally able to, this is a blessing, like the Holy Spirit, like getting a blessing. Being able to come in. Now you have be peace, dove, and the butterfly. You're legitimately almost like being purged of all your sins, being forgiven of all your sins. And they may not be sins from now. This is sins from your past life, which has been plaguing you, catching up to you, rashes on the skin, itching you, perplexing you, addictions that you haven't been able to put down. Suddenly, all of a sudden, there's an illumination or understanding that leads to a purge of this toxin, so that you don't have to kind of like be carrying somebody else's burden, because that's what past life burdens are. You didn't do anything. It's a burden from somebody else. And whatever this burden was, you get to push it out, or you get forgiven of it. It's like absolved, to be absolved, so that you can rise up now. Both of these cards, what did I tell you? It wasn't going to be a downward spiral. It was going to be an upward spiral. And you have all birds here except for this snake, which is bound. It doesn't even have feet. It was bound in the past by these addictions and these heavy toxins. But it came way, way back. This is your past life. This is your past life. So finally you've been able to transcend that and allow yourself to like ride that spiral upward through this illumination, leap of faith, just saying, God, take me there. Ultimately, elevator up. Okay, elevator up. But elevator up where? Elevator up how? Let's get the moon out for a second. Sing your own song. So something that you've created, something that like I said, you've been working hard on. Something that is, okay, and this is coming out in the past again, don't let pride get in your way. It's falling right on top of this toxicity. It's legitimately like in the past or in your past life, pride held you down. Right? What you were ashamed, what did I tell you? Lilith is part of that grand trine. It's being able to face your shame. Something about shame has kept those toxins building in your system. Something about a shame of something in the past. It could be physical because it deals with your house of health or how you've maintained yourself. Right? So it could very well be, but I think that that's how it's being expressed. It's being expressed, something that you're ashamed of. You've allowed this sort of darkness to latch onto you and ultimately use your body in a way that is toxic for it. And now you're able to purge it out of your system finally. I think God is stepping in to say, get the fuck away. It has to do with something you were ashamed of from the past. Oh, this is bone chilling, but at the same time, magical. Magical, because we're talking about the purging of it. We're talking about you finally earned your way out of it. Work that you've done on yourself, on who you are. Work that you've done, you're finally able to transcend this toxicity or this need for this toxicity. That's how it's being demonstrated. But I'm telling you, the cards are telling me this is a spiritual connotation. This has a spiritual context. This has something going on that spiritual plane that has been dragging you or trailing you for a long time. And the manifestation could have been something you were doing in terms of self-harm, which could also be what you eat. You know, it doesn't have to be like the big ways we think when we think self-harm, you know, like cutting or heavy drugs, like I said, or something. It doesn't have to be that. You know, I think for you especially would have been much more subtle. Much more subtle. Could have even been like self-harming in terms of too much cosmetic surgery, or, you know, spending too much time on your whatever you create the illusion of, right? Instead of happy birthday, Dagdani, what you're really kind of who you really are. And the way that you face that is through facing, the way that you get on that elevator is face the shame. Own it, honor it, and don't be scared of it anymore. And that's your like ticket to rise up. This is crazy shit. Like, I don't think I've ever had a reading like this for you guys before. A little bit more, Libra, please. A little bit more. Libra. 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 Emotional withdrawal. So you're going to feel, it's probably especially around that moon. Okay, emotional withdrawal and crown chakra. You're going to realize why you've been alone or why you've isolated. Like, you're going to realize finally why you've been losing feeling for something, or could be legitimately losing feeling. But I think emotional withdrawal has to do with a sense of giving yourself time and space so that the emotions aren't hurting you. This crown chakra is almost you're withdrawing into the cosmic knowledge. Crown chakra, you're illuminated now as to why you've been tormented or you've been suffering or you've ached so badly. You're going to understand. It's going to become very clearly. You're reconnecting with source. You have emotionally withdrawn from source. That is part of the toxic. And I don't think you were even aware of it. It constantly came at you like a compulsion. And it's because you were cosmically removed from source. And this is a sense of being able to connect yourself to source again. And through prayer, through meditation, through faith, through just being where you are and allowing yourself to be in that moment. This is all very spiritual. Holy shit, Libra, Libra, Libra. Chop wood, it's through your work. You have earned. You've worked. It's through your work, through something you're doing with work. You have legitimately, like, risen up, transcended who you are. And then happy. Proud of yourself. Not proud of yourself, but no, forget pride. It's not pride. It's happiness. You're happy in your work. You're happy with your work. Your work is working out. Weird, but awesome. I need words, God. Can you please give me those? Balance. Rebalancing yourself. You're able to rebalance yourself. I don't think you're doing this alone. There's an assist here. There's so much of a trifecta here. You've got 2 3s here. You've got 2 3s. This is a change that you never let happen. But now it's changing. You're allowing the change to happen. 6-6 is about just being grounded in the 3D world. Remember, this is your energy, Venus energy. It's doubled, which means it's twice as powerful. There could be a connection or connectivity with a partnership or a new relationship that could start to happen, since so much energy is like, it's almost like it's a new relationship or a new kind of relationship that could start to happen now through this Aquarian energy, through a friendship that becomes something more, or and all of this could kind of be happening. That's the 5th house, right? It could be happening because somebody opened your heart or opened their heart to you. But honest, oh, look at the hummingbird. I never even saw that before. The hummingbird right by her head. See that? It's like feeling joy. Joy and success and balance through something that seemed like hard work at first. But it's actually, all of a sudden, it eases up because you start to understand everything. You understand the why. You understand the what got you here. There's an illumination of comprehension that has not hit you before, and suddenly there's a consciousness into this world beyond consciousness that enables you to honestly free yourself, liberate yourself, forgive yourself. I got to go deeper with tarot. I need to go deeper with tarot. Please join me. All the links are below. I'll see you guys there.